So the question, is chicken litter good for your garden? If you go look at, and check this, see this here, this has got, you can see the wood chips and stuff that's been mixed in here for, packed for some time. But anyway, I got this cake here, chicken litter cake, come right out of the chicken house. You can see it in the other video. And I'm gonna mix that in here. I'm making a new compost pile. So we got a bunch of hay I got blood meal mixed in that hay for the nitrogen to help break all that carbon down, which is what that is. And so you need nitrogen to break down the carbons. So this is carbon, and you gotta have either green grass and whatever mixed in there to break that, or some kind of nitrogen like fish emulsion works good. But this chicken litter will work good because it's got high concentrations of nitrogen, especially the raw chicken litter. I hadn't composted yet. But the question about chicken litter good for the garden, it's obvious it is. It's been used for generations upon generations. And the thing is, though, and if you go to the store and buy garden fertilizer, chicken-based fertilizers and things like that, even the ones that say organic, I got some stuff over here that says organic garden soil. It's got a little chicken litter mixed in with it to give it a little something. But you go buy those chicken litter granules, and they say, yeah, they've been through heat, they put them through an oven or something. But almost all of that chicken litter comes from factory farms. And that's where I learned about chickens. I used to work on a factory farm, had 88,000 broiler birds in 4 massive barns of chickens. And in 10 weeks time, they grow a 10-pound bird. And then after a couple of flocks, you scrape all that cake out of there, and they spread it on the fields and for the grass and whatever. But that commercial farming, the feed that they give them has got all kinds of chemicals in it. They got arsenic in it and hormones and everything you can imagine, medicines and this, that, and the other to help keep those birds healthy for their 10 weeks of life until they can harvest them and sell them to you. But the advantage, I believe, to what I'm doing here is this is pure organic. So I feed organic feeds, been lab tested, so I know they're organic. They haven't got glyphosate or anything in there you wouldn't want to put in your body. And then I take that organic, plus I free range out here on my property. So it's organic peat from Canada, which I don't know if you can get that anymore with the tariffs. But anyway, it'd be super expensive. Luckily, I've had it for a while. And then I got this hay that's, I can't guarantee it's organic. But so I don't know about that 100%. So you just do the best you can. But as far as the fertilizer goes, if you want to spread some of the homegrown, make sure you put it through a heat cycle. Make sure you put it through a compost because that's what it needs, because it'll just be too hot and burn your plants. But otherwise, yeah, you can just add a bit of this. But I'm going to mix all this and this hay that I scraped out of the coop. It's got a lot of fresh litter in it, which is going to be high nitrogen, which is good, because by the time I mix all that up and let it sit and cook for a while, that's going to be some good top dress and or something to build a new bed with. But I've downsized quite a bit in my gardening, but what I am going to do, I'm going to throw everything at it I can. And this is part of what I'm throwing at it is homegrown chicken litter for fertilizer, because really this is some of the best. I've heard that rabbit litter is really good, and you can use that straight out of the rabbit hutch and put it in your garden because it's not hot. It's just really good feed, really good fertilizer, I mean. But again, if you want true organic fertilizer, you got to feed organic. And that's my theory anyway, because even if you buy compost at Walmart, you're going to buy some of that cow manure compost. It comes in a yellow bag, I won't name it. But where does that come from? Most likely it comes from a feedlot. They scrape feedlots and they do whatever to it they do, and then you get it. But all that feedlot manure is just full of chemicals. It's got so much antibiotics and medicines they've given them cattle, and they probably run, they run things through it for worming and parasite and whatever. Maybe it ain't going to hurt you. Maybe it is. Who knows? But I prefer, if possible, not to have that. So I stay away from that, because even the organic chicken litters most likely are not made from organic chickens eating organically. They call it organic because it's chicken litter. So it's organic, it's chicken litter. So that's, natural organic. Yeah, but what was the source of the chicken litter? Were they organic chickens? Or were they factory farm chickens, which I guarantee you that litter is loaded with stuff. For instance, the feed that they used to bring to our chickens, you had to keep other animals from eating it because it'd kill them. A dog would love to eat it, and different animals and whatever, but man, it'd kill the animal because of what's in there. So the feed is actually toxic, and they do that on purpose to try to keep the birds from getting bacterial infections and whatnot. So they eat toxic feed, and in my opinion, it's toxic poop. And then they spread that around, and you get toxicity all over the place. So no wonder the water levels in a lot of the lakes and areas where they got lots of chicken farms are really messed up, and because of all the abundance of nitrogen and things that are in the runoff. But then you get all that toxicity. It's just like pharmaceuticals. People flush them. They flush pharmaceuticals down the commode, and you think nothing of it, but it goes into the water supply. Well, that doesn't go anywhere. Those chemicals don't go anywhere. They don't evaporate. And between the heavy metals and the chemicals, you're polluting your water supply, whether that's your drinking water or your ponds and lakes and streams. That's what beautiful humanity does to its environment. So anyway, try to go organic as much as you can. It's hard to be 100% unless you got a really nice size plot of land with a lot of fresh organic grass you can cut and build your compost at a fresh green and fresh brown, and adding other things to it. But anyway, that's my take on is chicken litter good for the garden.